Okay, what's up, guys? It's WF Colonel representing WF Madden, and today's video is another requested video. And I feel like this will be probably one of my best videos ever because I'm gonna get into not only the main topic of the video, but I'm gonna get into a lot of mindset stuff and just problem solving stuff as well. The video pretty much the request was how would I go about stopping the stretch lookie play, which on offense, this right here, stretch lookie. It'll be out of a few different formations, but this is probably one of the most popular formations that you will get stretch lookie from. First things first. Well, let me just break down how I think about playing defense. Typically, for me, and I know my style is different from, I guess, what the meta is, and it's a lot different from what other popular Madden players, typically like to do. I'm a bend but don't break type of person. I really get anxious if I do a whole lot of the aggressive stuff that is, I guess, the meta for playing defense this year, and especially for stopping the run this year. I've never liked playing defense like that. So I've always tried to find my own personal way to get stops in a way that I feel comfortable. And so the way that I think about stopping the stretch lookie, as you see, is I like to break down things and compartmentalize what the actual issues are within the game and how do I solve them. Now, we all know that Madden 20 is a very run-intensive game. Reason being, run blocking is super buffed up from years previous, and people are taking advantage of that. So, you have to compartmentalize the run game from the actual RPO aspect. You have to handle both those two things separately. And I feel like the 46-4-6 normal formation that you see on the field, it's the best formation in the game to handle everything that the stretch lookie has to offer. So right now I have the with the cover 2 invert out here, but cover 3 as well does a great job. You can bounce between these two coverages. I'm also like a main zone defense type of person, so I love to stay in zone defense when all possible. And just I'll use the 4-6 normal earlier in the year. The 4-6 normal is a really good run defense, no matter what you call from it. It's just good all the way around. Yes, if you don't get your run fits and things happen the wrong way, everything just you trip over your guys. Yes, they can bust runs for 6, but that's any and every formation. So let's go about let's maybe run the play first, and let me just hop into another defensive formation and run the play. So 4-3. Let's do 4-3 under cover 3. So I'm gonna break down the issues with defending this play. So that time we threw the RPO, even though it didn't look like it was open. You can still throw that in. My main issue is you can throw a lot of these RPOs directly at the defense, at some of these defenses, which make it so difficult. Even if it doesn't look like it's a good throw, you still can fit it in there. You still have everything available to, like, the run on the right side would be wide open for a house call if I were to actually run the ball. But I want to talk about the RPO aspect of it. A lot of times, overhang players like this, they get sucked up and they end up, coming like directly at the line of scrimmage down. For whatever reason, cool stuff, he's actually going into coverage, which is actually cool, and you can actually build off of that in some ways. But I'll talk about why this isn't really a thing you want to do necessarily later. But most of the time, these dudes right here, they will step up and go towards the line of scrimmage, and sometimes find themselves actually running into being blocked, even while the slant's running right behind them. So that's the difficulty in having to deal with this RPO, and plus the middle linebacker. See what he's doing. Runs directly into a block like I mentioned before for the other guy. And it's tragic. Matter of fact, let's stay in this formation. Same play. Edge stand. This is regular man coverage here. And since it was like an all-out blitz, the safety stayed high. Because I don't feel like, taking the time to shift through different formations. But a lot of times a man coverage, he'll just, suck up. If this guy was just like in a deep half or a deep third or whatever, and this guy was, on the running back, he sucks up like normal, leaving a huge void in the middle for the easy slant. But a big issue with playing man coverage is the man coverage by itself, no matter even if you slant, you shade your guy to the inside, he's not going to do anything. He's just going to get burnt as long as he's playing off coverage. But to stop that, you'd have to have him in a bump and run situation. But you don't want to do that because he's single high, and if he beats off the bump for a fade, that's the easy 6. So these are the limitations on using certain defensive formations, and you don't have to deal with that when you go towards the 4-6 normal. I'm just going to come out in a cover 2 invert. Like I said, you can use the cover 2 invert or the cover 3 wing. Lookie. Without making any adjustments, I'm just gonna run this play. I'm gonna throw the RPO. No adjustments. RPO's bagged. RPO is bagged. They step up, but they're still in position to get back and play the RPO. I didn't pass commit or nothing. They're right here playing this ball. You got two dudes right here in the face of danger. And you have a third. So that's cover 2. I'm gonna show you cover 3 with just stopping the RPO. Because you gotta, like I said, you gotta compartmentalize these things, guys. Cover 3. A little bit less people in the area, but cover 3 still has homeboy right where he needs to be. So, now that you know that just off the coverage by itself, you're going to be able to stop the RPO, here's what you do now. You focus all your other resources to playing the run as best as you possibly can. So, in this situation, you can slant your D-line to the right side of the field. Again, we're talking about stopping, what would be the dive or the stretch or the dive. Those are two things. And you still have an overhang play over here. So if they do run the dive and try to bounce to the left, it isn't just going to just pop easily. Here's what I like to do on the right side. Since I know that there's no deep threat on the right side of the field, it's tight ends. So I like to put this linebacker right here. I like to man him up on the A tight end. I like to put my outside right cornerback and man him up on the B tight end. So you got these two dudes locked up in man coverage, and you have additional help to the outside right flats, which if say a running back were to, if this is just like another pass play and the running back's going to the flats, you have help. You have help if a tight end goes to the corner. So it's not just these linebackers. This linebacker isn't just by himself in this corner, even though he should be fairly have a good matchup against this tight end. He's not by himself either if a corner is to be thrown, and you could use her like Woods or whatever and try to get over the top for the stretch. But I'm in control of the offense, but we're just gonna see if we can run the stretch. Now I got a decent game right there, but you can't really expect that to get that type of blocking. You might get a block shed in situations, but let's say in this situation you're used controlling this guy, which I'm not because I can't control two people at the same time. You would easily be able to see stretch and get over the top. You see why he's right here. Even you could even click onto this guy later on and try to make a play with him. But you would be able, you see why he's just stopping right here. You would be smart enough to get over the top into the outside with the stretch, because you see the stretch coming, and you'll be able to make the play on the stretch, and you'll know that you have backside coverage to take away the RPO. So this is pretty much the coverage that you'd have front side. Also, depending on the situation, if you're really afraid of a post and you want to get real aggressive with your safety, if you're afraid of the post from the outside left receiver, you can man up the outside left corner on that outside left receiver, which will give you help with defending the post. He isn't just running into space in his half. So we're gonna throw the RPO. I've already talked about stopping the run, and I've showed you originally the RPO to start. So the RPO was able to fit in there, but you still have good enough coverage that can make a play at the ball as soon as the ball gets there, really. So you could force an incompletion, you could force a fumble, you could have an interception. So you still have guys there to do everything that you need done. And the same thing goes for cover 3. You're gonna have pretty much the same situation. Do the same adjustments to the front side if you wanted to on cover 3. You still have help to the outside. Everything's covered to the front side. And then you still got, a few different dudes to play the backside in the RPO. That RPO's going nowhere. Hop back into cover 2. We'll just leave the outside corner on the left in his assignment right the way he is right now. So even if they do get the slant, like earlier you saw the RPO have a ton of traffic there. But even the last 2 times against cover 2 was a completion, but you still got guys. And another thing that you can do as well, if you're if they've been popping you with the RPO a bunch of times in a row and you're in cover 2 and you still like being in cover 2, but you just know that they're going to hit that RPO, you can have the same setup as well. But pass commit. But that means you have to be more aggressive with your user defender, because you can have a little bit less run support to the front side. And you can get aggressive. I didn't mention this earlier. You can bring this corner all the way down here if you wanted to, if you're really afraid of the run. So the pass commit on top of everything completely nullifies that as well. So, like I said, you want to try to compartmentalize the actual issues that you're facing. The issue of the run strength and the issue of the actual RPO. Try to defeat those things separately and try to combine those powers together to defeat the entire play. So, yeah, man, that's what I got. I like the 4-6 normal as far as being a really good defense for the stretch lookie play, as well as the plays that can go off of stretch lookie, like the halfback dive. So if you guys like this play, go ahead and thumbs it up for your boy. I really appreciate that. Keep on coming back for Madden tips. It's WF Colonel representing WF Madden. I'm out.